Are you wishing you could stay hard? I received this message. Dear Ask Amy Color, okay, here it goes. I'm in my 70s and would like to sustain a hard erection for a long time, like I did when I was 30 or 40, so that intercourse can be pleasurable for my partner and myself. Any advice? Well, any advice? I'm so glad to hear you say that what you're wanting is more sexual pleasure for you and your partner, because oftentimes people go into a sexual encounter so worried about their hard-on and so worried about finishing that they skip the pleasure altogether. So what I'm telling you to do are 3 great things to focus on if you wish you could stay harder. The first one was the one that you said. Focus on the pleasure. I want you to know that whole body sexual pleasure. You can have that even without a hard-on. You can have an orgasm and an ejaculation without a hard-on. It doesn't take a hard-on to have a great sex life or a hot encounter, and I can prove it in one word. Lesbians. I'm Amy Color, your intimacy coach. Men like solutions in action, and I've been helping you get it for a long time. If you could please hit that like and subscribe button, I sure would appreciate it, and I'll keep giving you information. The biggest thing I want you to know is that first thing, that you can have pleasure, an orgasm, and ejaculate even without a hard-on. That's so important. I want men to know that. I want women to know that. I want everyone to know that sexual pleasure is a whole body sport. I also want you to know that it really does happen to every guy at every age. Research has found that erectile challenges affect 10% of men per decade of life. That means that when you were in your 30s, 30% of guys were having erectile challenges. When you were in your 40s, because that's what you said, 4 out of 10 guys were having erectile challenges. Now that you're in your 70s, 7 out of 10 guys your age are having erectile challenges, meaning you are not alone. And I also want you to know that for a women's point of view, in your age group, 60s, 70s, a lot of women are dealing with vaginal discomfort, even at their 30s, 40s, and at other ages. I want you all to know that. So not all women are down for a pounding. That's not necessarily what's giving her sexual pleasure. I want you to focus on the pleasure. The goal of a sexual encounter, the goal of an intimate encounter is to allow your sensual bodies to give themselves permission to come out and play. The safer you are, the slower you go, the more pleasure that you're down to enjoy and discover about each other. That's when it gets really good. So know that equipment failure and early deflations are not the end of the game. They're part of the game. These things happen to every guy. So show up prepared. Use your imagination, tongues, fingers, toys. And my favorite tool to help a guy stay harder is a cock ring. And it's quite simple. I brought one so you can see it. It stretches, it's quite small, you can stick it in your pocket, nobody needs to know you have it, and then you put it around the base of your penis and it keeps the blood in there and keeps it engorged. It doesn't hurt, it's quite comfortable, you could even wear it. And guys will say to me, well, what do I do? I'm going to be embarrassed to bring it out of my pocket. I don't want you to be embarrassed. Really? When you show up with something, it means that you know what it takes to be a great lover. You're willing to play and have fun. It's like toys. And if you want, you can upgrade. This one vibrates, a little bit of extra pleasure and sensations for you and for her. Change it up. You've got a whole lifetime to explore. Try things that you haven't tried before because you're in your 70s and you're listening to this in your 30s and your 40s. The more you're willing to explore, show up prepared, focus on sex being a team sport. There's nothing that longs to be shared more than our sensuality and our sexuality, right? So stay with the pleasure and stay in the game no matter what equipment shows up or not. Have fun. Whole body sensual pleasure. Does that sound good? That sound is the huddle. You can find that in other videos. And you know what? There's also another video where I give tips on what to do if your penis does not work all the way through. You'll find a link for that somewhere. So let me know how this works for you. Remember, focus on the pleasure. Remember, you're not alone. Show up prepared. You're part of a team. And go have fun. Let me know how this works for you. Let me know if you try a little cock ring, and share this with a friend who needs it. If you're watching this and your partner needs to know this stuff, send it to them. It means that you care and you want to have fun. And that's what we're here to do. I'm Amy Culler, your intimacy coach. Find links in the description. Post your Ask Amy Culler questions. Stay in touch. I look forward to seeing you soon.